Hi there, folks. I'm Capt Monte with Texas Fishing Tips, and this is your weekly fishing report. Looks like this weekend is going to be pretty nice. You know, the wave heights are coming down. Still out here at the end of the jetties, there have been some pretty decent fish out here. There's been pompano hanging out here. There's been slot reds. There's been bull reds. Trout first thing in the morning up here at the tips of the rocks. You can use live shrimp under popping cork or free line them on both sides on the North Jetty. I like coming to the North Jetty and go on the outside and start working it back towards the surf. And all this edge right through here, man, pretty decent, you know, when you're able to get out there. Even the black drum have been out here. So live shrimp's been catching them all. You can either add a little knocker weight right on top of a number 3 Kell hook. That's the way I like to fish out here when I'm fishing up against the rocks. When I come out and want to fish a little deeper water in that, you know, 18 to 30 foot of water, then I'm putting 1.5 ounces of weight on, and you can drop down cut mullet. Been a bunch of menhaden coming into the bays right now. We've been having high tides for last week, and that's really brought in a lot of mullet, a lot of menhaden. So been a lot of good bait coming in to the bays right now. So if you love to get out there on the jetties, either, you know, fishing off the jetties themselves, or if you're in a boat, all right now, plenty of good fish out here to be caught. The bait stands do have croaker. They're starting to get them in right now. So if those of you that like to fish croaker and go for trout in the mornings, I like coming out here to this bar right past the lighthouse. This little bar right out here off of Lillian Channel, this little area right through here, good area to catch trout. You know, work the edge of that bar. Like I said, the tides have been high. But if you can get up on top, get the lines up on that bar and start working them croaker off that bar a little bit, good area to target trout. Same way down here, all on the edge. This edge all the way down to Quarantine, there've been pretty decent trout. We've been catching them on shrimp and popping corks, but now that they got croakers, you know, you can get you some croakers and come out there on the edge of Lillian and work that area. All the way from over here to Corpus Christi Bayou, all the way down to Little Cut, all this area through here. This is the time to get out there and get your trout first thing in the morning. You know, I usually sit in about 3 foot of water, and then I'm throwing towards the banks. And same deal out here. I'm using the number 3 or 4 Kell hook, and free lining. That's the best thing to do. If you come back through Corpus Christi Bayou, right here, right past this reef, and right on this edge, on a good incoming tide, trout usually hang out right through here. Good area to be catching trout. So early in the mornings, I like to go after my trout if possible. Then as the sun comes up, then I like to go after my redfish. Once the sun comes up, you know, you can jump into right here towards the Klondikes and work these potholes all around the Klondikes. There have been good fish, all good redfish all around the Klondikes. Those of you that like to fish Terminal's been holding redfish and black drum. You know, you can use sea lice, you can use menhaden, you can use live pinfish, cut mullet, live mullet. These fish have been eating pretty much everything. When the bite's on, they haven't been picky. So looks like they're gonna have a little north wind, light north wind this weekend, what they're saying. So this is a great time to get out there and really hone in on your skills. And even those of you that like to use artificials, this is a great time right now, especially with the little cooler weather coming in the mornings like we've been having, little rain showers. Good areas to get your top waters out, or your popping corks and your favorite plastics. Like I said, they got some croakers in finally. This little edge right through here on this island, there's some deep grass that comes out right off on this point. This is a great area to be targeting trout first thing in the morning. There's a good little flat right out here. You can get out here in this deep and work that flat right through here. Good area for trout. Like I said, those of you that like to use popping corks and shrimp, that's a good flat to work. All the way down here from Ransom Point and back towards Dagger, there's some rocks right through here on this edge. It's a great area to be targeting trout right now. There've been some big trout being caught. So, you know, just remember the regulations are 15 to 20. You only allow 3 trout. So it shouldn't take long to get trout. Out here on the outside Dagger, all this area through here with live croaker, good area to be targeting trout right now. If you like to get in the flats because the wind's blowing, you know, you can get in the flats and work these flats for trout in the mornings. And then as sun comes up, you can get out here on these islands working right on the edge of this spool bank. This spool bank's been holding good redfish and black drum. Me personally, I've been using cut mullet, or if I've been catching ladyfish when I'm trout fishing, and then I'll cut them skipjacks, ladyfish, and use them also. So all these little spool banks, islands right through here, have been holding redfish. There's been a good redfish bite going on. If you're using shrimp, well, then you might get your redfish and your black drum. You know, you catch a little smaller reds on shrimp the majority of the time. Your cut baits or your live mullet, pinfish have been catching a little bit better fish. So just depending what you're targeting is kind of what you want to use. This little cut through here on these little islands right through here, there have been redfish up on this flat also. I kind of like to go in there and work these islands. Good area. There's been some healthy, oversized reds in our bays right now, mixed in with good slot fish. So there's been a lot of good fish being caught. There's a lot of bait in the bays. So me personally, I've been using live bait and cut bait versus artificials. Right out here at the Point of Pelican. It's a great area to be targeting trout also. You know, you can use popping corks or live shrimp. You can come up and this flat comes way out. It's a good area to be targeting trout first thing in the morning. There's some wells out here, compressor stations. These are good areas target trout first thing in the morning. Same way as East Flats. This outside, they got some deeper grass right out through here. Good area to be targeting trout also. As the sun comes up, then you can push in up on top of the flat. Back here, man, you know, your Menhaden work real well. There's a bar that comes out right here by these old duck blinds. This bar right through here been holding pretty decent red. You can use cut mullet. You can use fresh Menhaden, or you can go to your fresh live baits. But been a lot of good fish out here on East Flats also. You can come back down. I know the tides are high, but there have been some schools of black drum and Flato cut all this edge. You can, when the sun's out, you can kind of see that school. There've been 3 or 4 schools in here, and I kind of use my trolling motor to get up on top of my console, and I'll look for them fish. But there have been some pretty decent black drum through here, and then I'll go into red fishing and use these little lakes right through here with, you know, skipjack, ladyfish, cut mullet, or even live shrimp have been working real well, the bigger live shrimp. As far as in black drum, you can use just a lead head, or you can use a number 3 Kell hook with a, you know, 1/4 ounce weight. That's been working real well, or you can even free line it. So right now there've been a lot of fish that's coming into our bays. If you take your time, be patient, be courteous, I'm sure you'll find your fish. Thanks for watching. I'm Captain Monte Graham.